Hey, this is Josh from CollectionDX.com here with NecroDave.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Today we have a special treat. We are looking at the Maize Voltus 5.
Voltus 5, correct. The third entry in the what I consider to be superlative Toysmen series, which is kind of like a sort of reimagining of the vintage Chogokin in a sort of jumbo machiner style.
So what is it? Is it die cast? Is it plastic? What about it is Chogokin?
The simple answer about that is yes, it is die cast. It is plastic. It is sofubi. It is magnetic. It is clear. It is pretty much everything you want in a vintage toy.
But it's not vintage. It's brand new.
Nope, just coming out this month.
All right. So let's take a look. First of all, the box is pretty special. So let's look at the box.
Sure, let's do that.
So the box, would you say it's a little smaller than jumbo size, right? I would say.
It's definitely shorter because the toy itself is shorter, being, as you can see, it's 52 centimeters as opposed to the traditional 60 centimeters. But it might be a little bit wider as you have a little bit more inserts and things like that on the inside to hold the various pieces.
This is some crazy hand-painted artwork. Or hand... Yeah, it's hand-painted. It's not CGI.
Yeah, it's definitely original art. Unlike some other toys that'll just have the photo of the toy on the front, you definitely get some original artwork here. It's funny, in both releases that I've seen so far, I actually like the back of the box more than the front of the box. So, I mean, you get the cool art, but if I'll swing it around for you, get some characters from the show on the side. But this is so evocative of some of the old catalog shots of the Voltus 5 in the hangar. So even though that is the picture of the toy, I really like that they have the hanger, the backdrop, and you get the weapon there hanging on from the cables.
Oh yeah, they're loading in the tops to the chest.
Yeah, it's got a very kind of in progress sort of thing going on. So it's great that they have basically two fronts to the box, and you can display whichever one you prefer.
That's pretty remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a box cover on the inside, which is without the toy on it, so it's just like a display artwork, I guess.
Right. When you slide the insert out, you'll basically have a cover for it that is the back of the artwork minus the toy, and then you can actually take the toy, if you so choose, and display it right in front. Now, obviously, you don't get all the other gadgetry that they showed on the front, but it's a pretty cool option if you want to display your toy and your box.
Does the sides, does the art continue on the sides where you can bend it around to like...
No, it does not actually. It looks like it's just plain there. I mean, on the box itself, it's just yellow, which I thought was a striking color. You don't really see that very much in a lot of modern toys, so I thought that was kind of a unique choice. So on the inside of the box, you can see we've already taken the robot out. One of the things I love about these Maize packages that I've gotten from this series so far is that they've taken the cardboard insert almost to like a higher level, like an art form. So you get the robot in here. I think it's the Volt Cruiser, the ship that goes on the head, is in there. You got wheels that go here. This plastic tray will hold an extra chest piece as well as 3 of the spinning tops. You get not 1 but 2 swords over here, and there'll be complete pictures of this with the robot still in there on the text review. And then this part comes out, and you can remove the toy that way. But they put a lot of thought into the way to package them in. The Mazinger Z, which was the first in this series, was very similar.
We also discovered a little hidden baggie that had where was that in the box? I
almost didn't see it. It's gone now, but it was taped up to here. And those will be little clear plastic pieces for the eyes. So keep an eye out for, no pun intended, keep an eye out for those so that you don't miss them when you put your toy together. All right, so starting here at the top, you can see this is where the eyes were that I was talking about before. These are clear plastic pieces that you have to insert yourself. Beneath that, it's painted yellow, so it actually still looks pretty good even without them, but if you want a little bit more detail, you can put those in. The head is vinyl, although it's kind of a hardish vinyl. It's not squishy or anything like that. There is a little bit of articulation. I've found it really tight, so I haven't really moved it too much, but if you know me at all, I'm a less is more kind of guy, so he's pretty much just going to point straight ahead anyway. Moving down through the chest, This piece is actually die-cast metal, which is a really neat
And
combination.
it's got to be a hollow die-cast metal. It's not that.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Although this piece, unlike the Mazinger Z, has a lot more plastic on the bottom, so I feel a lot more confident that it will hold up over time, whereas the other one had vinyl pieces, which is still high quality, and it looks like it, it'll be durable for sure. But seeing an all die-cast chest on top of vinyl was something I've never seen before.
Right.
Certainly a unique, way to go about it. On the waist, we have his name and a sticker. We've got some clear pieces here. Now moving down, it's mostly plastic, I believe. More clear pieces in the knees. Get down to the bottom, more clear here.
And just in case people aren't sure, it does not transform.
No, that is one of the things that a couple of people have already asked about. It's not really combining toy very much. There's a couple of little things it does do, but it will not break down into the component vehicles. All right, so we have some articulation at the arms here. Of course, they just raise and lower. You've got elbow articulation. One thing I didn't know until very recently was that it's very important to people, apparently, what color the elbow joint is. Here you can see it's red. I'm not sure if there will be a yellow version at a future date. I know if there will, it will not be for a little while due to licensing reasons. I believe the fists turn, and you can see they have semi-open fist. It comes with two swords so that you could hold it in there. Fingers are not articulated, but that's fine there. And for the most part, that's pretty much it. I mean, the legs will also move like that. It doesn't have the same walking gimmick that the Mazinger Z had, where if you move one leg, the other one moves in the opposite direction. So it's got pretty standard limited articulation, like a typical classic jumbo machinder. And of course, it does the same on both sides as well. So you can see here we have the Volt Cruiser, and this is a removable piece. It comes right off. It attaches via magnets. It's popped off a couple of times, so it's not the strongest magnet. It would have been nice if it was like really solid. Like if you try to move the head, be careful when you touch it, you might knock it off. It does have a sort of a transformation gimmick, where if you look into there, you can see the little headpiece, and that just pops out, goes like that. And now you've got your Volt Cruiser. You can fly around. It's a simple thing.
Yeah, it's a nice little touch, a little something extra.
Yeah, so you can do that. Fold it back, right back on top. Below that, the wheels also removable. Those stay on with a magnet. I suspect the magnet's probably the same strength there, but you're less likely to touch that than if you're moving the head. So those are pretty cool. Comes right off. And if you look in the middle, we have a little hook. So we'll have a gimmick in the front we'll show you in a second here. And moving down, put those back on. It's kind of a standard Voltus, but I'll show you some of the stickers. You can see here, like this needs to be applied, the Volt Cruiser insignia. You've got the number 5 and 4, Voltlander. So it does come with a sticker sheet that you can add if you so choose. Volt Bomber sticker goes there. This also needs to be applied. I was actually a little worried because we just put the stickers on together, but they went on pretty quick. I didn't want it to take up too much time here, but yeah, they actually went on really quick and easy, so not a problem at all. And so on the front side, this is where the gimmick that the hook hinted at is. If you take this, slide that right out. Try to do this left-handed if I can. I've not seen the show. I'm going to take these off to make sure I don't knock them down. I haven't seen the show, but apparently there's a spinning top weapon. So I'm going to grab the hook on the back, give it a good solid pull. Alright. So I want to talk a little bit about the spinning part. As you can see, this comes in and out, and there's a little ramp there. The actual discs have a hole in the middle, and then you can see a screw that holds them together. Now it feels like it's magnetic, but it's kind of difficult to get it in there a little bit. You got to have, yeah, that went in pretty good. But you got to line up your fingers pretty good. And there's a peg that comes down that goes into that hole, and then it feels like it snaps into place. And then you just close the doors. It seems like you have to close the doors before you pull it, otherwise the thing will just kind of come flying out. Feels like it slows down pretty good. Also, I would definitely recommend having the body tilted forward a little bit so that it comes out onto the tray. Otherwise, it may just drop down and spin inside the belly of the robot.
And you have to pull the tray out manually. It doesn't just eject when you pull the tray.
Right, yeah. When I first did it, I was like, hey, how does this work? Is there a button or something? But no, you just grab it by the sides, slide it right out. Voltus 5 also comes with his signature sword. 2 of them, actually, in beautiful, shiny chrome. And the swords come separated from the hilt. The hilt is actually a separate piece that can actually attach to the chest via magnet. Pops right in, stays nice and snug. And like I said, you have 2 blades, 2 hilts, and then you can store it right in the hand. Put that down. And there you go, you're all ready for war. If you're a stickler for
I have to say, people are going to complain that you didn't remove the hilt.
It's the same thing, with the grandizer too. I always display a grandizer with the sickles in the shoulders and in his hands. I don't care. I just think it looks better that way. But again, you have the option of displaying it whichever way you prefer, and in either hand or both swords at once. Like I said, I'll display that in the text and the pictures in the written review. And that's pretty much all of your gimmicks with it. It's a beautifully constructed toy. It looks like it's right out of the 70s, but it's not.
So the big question is, how much does it cost? When does it come out? And where can we get it?
It is available now, and it's priced at $530 US plus shipping from Hong Kong. I'll have the buyer, the seller information in the review. I got this sample from a good friend, Mr. Alan Lau, who is from the toy shop, I believe his shop is called. But he's good friends with the folks from Maize, which is why he was able to provide this sample with us. I don't know if you saw in the box too. The box even has a little sticker that says sample, which I think is pretty neat. Kind of set it apart from the regular ones. But yeah, it's a beautiful toy. Not inexpensive, but it's, of all the things that have come out, recently that have kind of high-end collector prices, these are definitely ones that I think are well worth it.
All right. Well, Dave, thanks again for sharing this with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me over and letting me look at your toy room while we do this.
Nice. Hey, for you guys watching, there's a full written review as well coming up on CollectionDX.com. Also, be sure to leave your comments on the video, follow us on Facebook, all that sort of stuff. We'll see you next time.
These things. Ready?
Yep. That was awesome.
It's a world record.
Right?